Update found BF26M calling me 26F at hole. https www.reddit.com/r/relationship advice comments ITU9ZW caught BF26 meters calling me 26F a hole to his FRIN's previous post here. 2 nights ago he sent a pretty poor excuse and small apology, saying he didn't know talking like that and joking away with those losers would be considered upsetting to others who read it. It read more to me as, "I'm sorry you got upset," rather than a genuine apology, as he had been caught in the act. I asked him if there was anything further I should see, since he hid the rest of the chatroom history. He then went to sleep. He did not bother to reply till the next morning, and he said there probably was. So he slept soundly while I was up half the night tossing and turning with stress and on and off, crying over this. I also believe he went and asked his friends for advice on what to say since he stopped replying initially and then came back with an excuse 4 hours later. I spoke to my friends and took Reddit's advice on board, though the only other suggestions I could think of other than breaking up were for him to get therapy to find out why he was so spineless and desperate for these incels' approval, and to cut them out of his friend group completely and keep it work discussions only. But that would be controlling. So I just told him that since he went to sleep with no further attempt to discuss it out with me, hid the chat history so I could not find any more evidence, and the only solutions I could think of he would likely not agree to, we should just end it. He read it and, again, left me on read without even attempting to reply. It's been a day now. Nothing from him. No messages. No calls. No, "I'm sorry. Can we discuss this?" Just silence. He's been online repeatedly according to our mutual friends. As I unfriended him, I've been pacing around my apartment on off crying and stressing. I'm upset that he's shown absolutely zero effort in responding or trying to discuss this out. We've known each other for 8 years. It makes me feel like he considers me worthless. This is not the person I've known for years at all. He had a good upbringing, has sisters and his mom who he gets on with and respects. No issues with getting girlfriends. So why he sunk so low to degrade me like that with a bunch of incel losers? I have no clue. I just couldn't look past it. TLDR. Tried to speak to BF about the things he called me and he went to sleep. Then left me on read when I said we should end things. Feeling very disheartened and overall worthless. Edit. Thank you all for the touching and return to reality comments. Although I've had a few personal messages calling me a cunt for not putting out and doing nothing but whine, and that it was just locker room talk I was never meant to see, that I should just get over. The overwhelming majority have been positive. I just can't be with someone who degrades me to nothing more than a sexual orifice to his friends, even if the rest of the relationship has been good. Thanks Reddit less than 3. You did the right thing. Short-term pain for long-term gain. Mourn the relationship you thought you had and eventually find someone who is in a spineless jackass when you're ready. Internet hugs XO. He's trying to unsettle you and make you apologize, regret breaking up with him by staying silent. And it seems like it's working. You need to flip on that rage switch. He was a completely chauvinistic, sexist pig to gross dudes at your expense and seemingly does not care. While it is okay to be sad, you have an even larger right to be angry. You are not worthless. He's so gross. This is a 26-year-old man who will never find love. You should pity him for losing you. Who is an amazing person. He's going to stay up late at night and think about this for the rest of his life while you get to move on and be happy you didn't end up with someone as cringy, heartless and disgusting as this guy. He may seem normal, but he's fucked up. You dodged a bullet. Go and celebrate dodging being stuck to this loser. No answer is an answer. Stop pacing around. crying over a guy who has shown you he doesn't care about you. If you're waiting for him to message, you're waiting to forgive him for something he's not sorry about. Block him. Move on. You dumped him, so just let him stay dumped. It sounds like you're hoping he'll come back. Unclear why you'd want him to. You ended it, so let it be over. Forget about him and move on. Great job getting rid of the dead weight. The time you knew him. Irrelevant. The years spent being friends. You were never friends to him. Irrelevant. Of course he doesn't want to discuss anything. Why would he? Honestly, why would he? What possible net gain to his life would discussing this with you give him? None. That's the thing I will never get. The person who doesn't respect you and treated you like shit gets nothing for discussing things with you after. Why do people expect someone to give them closure? A thing only you can give yourself. After being a total piece of shit to them. Why would someone who considers you whole, all of a sudden after being dumped, magically want to give you what you need? It's nonsense. Moving on. Disheartened. That I get. All breakups suck a big pile of dicks. Even with assholes. It still sucks. So feel those feelings. Mourn the relationship and the man you hoped he was all of that stuff. But worthless. That is bullshit, lady. Because one shitty human being was shitty. How can you give someone who is so awful to you that much control over how you feel about yourself? That is a lot of power to willingly give over to someone who doesn't deserve any of it. Take this time to work on your self-worth. No other human being should have any power over how you feel about yourself and your self-worth, ever. Even if you are in the perfect relationship with a perfect guy, and everything is awesome, that guy still doesn't deserve to have the power to make you feel worthless. And if that guy doesn't deserve that power, why the fuck does this shit-stained ex get to have that power given to him by you? On purpose? You are better off. Use this time after you grieve the relationship to bolster up that self-worth and self-esteem. And I hope the next guy lucky enough to hang out with you isn't a gold-painted turd. Good luck. Good for you for breaking up. Stay strong, and don't fall back into your pattern of getting back together. Any relationship with so many breaks is doomed. So better just to stay away. He read it and, again, left me on read without even attempting to reply. That, to me, is his tacit agreement that this is a breakup. That's the best possible outcome for you. As for him, who cares? Let him keep his loser and self friends and end up alone forever. Block him and move on to bigger and better things. You're not worthless. From the term. I'm guessing he listens to podcasts like the Legion of Skanks. Or was a O&A fan. The men that think it's edgy to call women unfunny or holes pretty much have no real personalities. They borrow from the likes of Gavin McInnes and others. You're overall in a better place without him. You have done the right thing. Now you need to let this settle through you. Don't anxiously await his response. Don't let yourself be stuck thinking and wondering if he is hurt or upset. Wondering what he is thinking, King. Analyzing every word you said and wanting to write him the perfect message. You have communicated your message to him. You want to break up. Now the relationship is over. Concentrate on healing yourself. You made the right call. Something I've learned is that closure is something you create for yourself, not given to you by others. Give yourself time and space. Continue working on your healing journey, and trust that closure will come with time. He's a worthless pile, and I'm glad you found this out now versus any later. Oh man, I know how this feels. Here's what you do. 1. Turn that sadness into anger. Write down a list of all his negatives. Get mad at him. Fuck him. 2. Realize that you can do so much better. Look in the mirror and repeat affirmations. Dress nicely. Do your makeup and hair. Look cute for yourself. Invest time into your hobbies. Learn something new. 3. Spend time with friends and family. If you can't do that, then make friends. If you can't do that, then focus on number 2. 4. Let the anger turn into apathy. This takes a long time, but it shows that you moved on. It may take weeks, months, or even years. If you think of your ex too often and get angry or sad, tell yourself no. You have to literally train your brain to automatically flip the channel and think of something else. This is hard, but you can do it with time. 5. Absolutely do not text him nor contact him in any way that gives him power. Let him regret you and miss you. Don't give him any power over you. 6. Think of what you want. Which qualities do you look for in a guy? Do you want him to be tall, smart, funny, nice, considerate? Do you want him to be religious? Do you want him to be active? The point of writing this list of qualities is to show you that you and your ex weren't compatible, and you can find a much better guy. When you've finally moved on and are ready to date again, go to places where you'd find a guy with these qualities. If you like artists, then go to an art show. If you like intellectuals, then spend more time on campus or meeting people from school. If you like active people, then spend time at the gym or join athletic groups. I believe in you. You can do this. Give yourself a lot of time and let all of your emotions out as you see fit. You have to let it all out in order to let go. I reread the paragraph where you said something about therapy for this spineless individual who needs the approval of a tiny pocket of buttheads who can't keep a woman because they are also spineless butthead individuals. However, you are not built for carrying dead weight. You ain't a tugboat. You don't keep messaging him. He'll get the idea in another day or two that you're not gonna. So he'll message you, likely with some more blathering nonsensical BS about how you're not capable of taking a joke, even though he's the joke. If he messages, you could tell him you need a real man in your life, or don't respond at all. If he chooses after that to go hang with his bitter buddies, so much the better for his yeller-striped self. I hate him. Call a friend and get out of the apartment. Go have some Thai food. Peanut chicken. Sister. It's good for the soul. Basically, this behavior isn't going to stop. He'll keep doing this with his friends, because this is the way he thinks, and this is what he thinks about you. You can have the last word by simply not having the last word. Thank you all for the touching and return to reality comments. Although I've had a few personal messages calling me a cunt for not putting out and doing nothing but whine, and that it was just locker room talk I was never meant to see, that I should just get over. The overwhelming majority have been positive. I just can't be with someone who degrades me to nothing more than a sexual orifice to his friends, even if the rest of the relationship has been good. Thanks Reddit less than 3. Feeling very disheartened and overall worthless. People who make you feel worthless are the ones who are worthless. If you want to start feeling a lot better about yourself, start by not giving the time of day to people who don't deserve your attention. Forget about him and his lame pals and focus on yourself. He calls these guys just coworkers, but he's chatting with them outside of work and playing games with them. If these are the type of people he hangs with, he either doesn't mind their behavior or he's secretly just like them. I don't think you'll get much good out of trying to talk about it further. Personally, I think you need better people to hang out with. I'm so sorry you had to go through something so awful, and fuck those PMs you got from those spineless incels telling you it's locker room talk or what else. Seriously. Their lives are so terribly meaningless and sad that they're practically begging you for attention. You have a good sense of self and I'm proud of you. Even if I'm just an internet stranger, there ain't no fucking way I'd put up with fake-ass locker room talk bullshit or whatever incels want to excuse it for. You're absolutely wonderful, and that douche canoe of an ex-boyfriend never deserved you. You are amazing. Sister less than 3. 1000% you are not worthless. This is none of your doing. You have zero responsibility for what he has done. In choosing to ignore you, offer you half-hearted apologies and essentially downplaying what he did and how he views you, treated you in front of his friends, you are justified in leaving him. I am sorry that this has happened to you. You deserve so much more. Unfortunately in life we must learn to accept that sometimes we will never get the answer, apology or explanation we wanted or deserved. And you do deserve. Just realize that is a reflection on them, not you. He will have asked advice his incel mates. They will have said, do nothing. It will unsettle her. They are right. You have to accept he's following a strategy designed to destabilize you. Either because he's trying to undermine you so you'll apologize to get him back, or just to get revenge for you calling him on his disgusting behavior. A classic incel tactic. Be strong, and don't fold. He might return to decency at some point, but currently he's under the control of the cult of incel, and consequently, you should stay away. You might want to post this in our female dating strategy to see what they say. As a 50 years old man, I'm not a huge fan of their whole ethos, but it's a great counterbalance, and far healthier than incel culture. You did the right thing breaking up. You shouldn't feel any shame or have thoughts of worthlessness. I'm pretty sure the reason he isn't responding is because he has huge amounts of guilt, shame, fear and self-doubt, but he's still too spineless to admit he's wrong and apologize. I'm sure he's terrified you'll tell his mother, sisters and friends what he's done, and his shame will become public and he'll have to face the music to more people than just you. I would imagine he's hiding in his bedroom, shivering under a blanket, praying to God that none of this gets out and it somehow just goes away and he can forget it all. Keep that image of him in your mind. He's not worth your time. He's not paying rent in your mind either. Just go no contact and forget about him. After you've detoxed and healed, find someone who respects you. Fuck all the incels that messaged you. They are the scum of this earth and you should not waste your energy on them.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.